Today, we'll be talking about yellow journalism, how it started, what it is, and how it's affected media today.
Yellow journalism is called yellow journalism because it's a battle of the yellow kids. Pulitzer and his New York World created a comic known as The Yellow Kid, which featured a boy with yellow shirt. Hearst tried to take that idea, and not only took the idea, but took the comic that drew everything from Pulitzer, and Pulitzer then hired a new artist to create more Yellow Kid art, comics, and so that's how it became known as yellow journalism. Yellow journalism is over-exaggerations, romance, and melodrama in the newspapers to try and sell the most papers. It's not about bringing you the most important news, it's about trying to sell the most papers.
Daniel, did you just hear Connor called you fat? What?
Hey.
What's up, Daniel?
At first, it may be hard to see how that video relates to yellow journalism, but there is a simple explanation. You see, with all the over-sensationalized headlines of yellow journalism, it's bound to create its own news. And this is a tactic used by yellow journalists. They create the news so that they cover it. An example of this is the Spanish-American War, and the video you just saw was created to emulate this. Yellow journalists used sensationalized and often misleading titles to make Americans see the Spanish and Cubans in a negative light. Americans had a distrust of Spanish and Cubans now, and so when one ship sunk in Havana Harbor with no explanation, they were quick to blame it on the Spanish and Cubans. By putting the Spanish in a negative light, yellow journalists didn't quite start the war, but they put the Americans in a mindset to do so. So now let's go back to the video. In this scenario, we have three characters. Josh, who is representing Hearst or Pulitzer, a yellow journalist. We have Daniel, who is representing the American people, and there's Connor, who's representing the Spanish. Now Josh misleads Daniel to think that Connor has offended him and called him fat.
Daniel, did you just hear Connor called you fat? What?
So now, with this preconceived notion in his head, Daniel goes over and backhands Connor across the face. This is supposed to represent the Spanish-American War, how it was started, in part, by yellow journalists. This era of yellow journalism between Pulitzer and Hearst did not last forever. It began to end as Pulitzer decided to stop using sensationalized titles in his New York World, and as Hearst was left alone, he looked like a fool, and so he stopped doing it too. However, yellow journalism has made quite the resurgence in recent years. All across the internet, you'll find over-sensationalized titles that are often misleading just to get your attention. Thanks for watching this presentation on yellow journalism. We hope you enjoyed.
And his name is John C.